Good morning, how are we all doing? And welcome back. Just off for a nice walk. Might sound a bit noisy because I've started today's walk just off junction 7. Junction 7 is just behind me here now, M62. And today's walk is one we affectionately know as the loop. It's a walk I do with my son and his partner and the baby as well sometimes. Thing is, when we normally do it Friday tea time-ish, and then we end up at the nice pub, the Manor Farm. And because we end up at the end of the walk at a pub, we have to have a pint of Guinness. I think it's law. I think it's written in the local bylaws, so that's something we normally do. Anyway, where we're starting is on Norlands Lane. Now this lane just to the side here, that used to be the road through from Rainhill through to Widnes. It's called Norlands Lane. But when they built the motorway, of course, they bisected the Norlands Lane. So that got cut off. There's people live at one end of it, but the other part is just here. And now there's a nice footpath you can walk through, a lot of cherry trees and stuff here. And you can walk through here to get back onto the bottom end of Norlands Lane, which is just down here now. I'll show you when we get there. But it's a nice pleasant walk and it's a lovely morning. I might have too many layers on. It's been really cold the last few days and icy, but yeah, this morning's not too bad. So let's see what happens and see what we find on today's walk. Okay, so that's where I've just walked down this path, and this is the old Norlands Lane. If you continue down there, you'll come through to Widnes, but we're going to do a slight detour. Again, this is part of the old Norlands Lane when we get round this corner. A lot of countryside over here. Lots of dog walkers using it. Right, so if you look up there now, you can see that's junction 7, Rainhill. And I live not too far from there. So this part of Norlands Lane went to just over on my left, just over here now. When we were kids, that was the sewage plant, you know, with the big circular separators and dripping all day. Not the most pleasant of smells, but yeah, when you're kids, you're not bothered about smells, are you? So yeah, we used to play down here. Now that's cut off. Sewage plants, it's been gone quite a few years now. So, don't know where all our number 2s are dealt with now from Rainhill, but I'm sure they're dealt with somewhere. Just no longer here. Now over the last few months, there's been quite a lot of traffic up and down this road here, because where the old sewage plant was, just here on the left now, they're turning it into like dog kennels, a submersion pool for dogs, dog walking area, little cafe. Well, that's what they're supposed to be doing here. It seemed to be really popular for weeks, wagons in and out, taking rubbish out, bringing topsoil and stuff in. And then all of a sudden, it just all come to a halt. And nothing's been done here now for a good while. So, like this part in the centre here, that's it. They've made that there. They've piled soil up there, and that's going to be part of... Oh, here we go. There's a sign here that shows you what they're going to do. So, agility zone, splash pool, sand pit. Dogs love a sand pit. I'm not sure about that. Dog kennels, dog cafe. So I don't know if humans can go in it or if it's just for dogs. No doubt we'll find out soon enough. So that's what's supposed to be happening here. But as I say, it's all come to a halt. Now, I was talking to an older couple, again at the beginning of the summer when all the work started. And she said, oh, taking a notice of that board. They'll be building houses down there. And whether they're doing that, I don't know, but it would make a nice spot for houses. Just that you're really close to the motorway. Just over these hedges here is a slip road down onto the 62, heading towards Liverpool. So this time of the morning now, it's really busy and noisy. It's about 8:15 in the morning, I think now. But it's one of them motorways, it's busy all day. I remember playing round here when there was no motorway. Seems hard to imagine without it now. I don't know, all this traffic could get into Liverpool now if it was no motorway or going the other way to Manchester. But so we continue walking down this section, and then we'll do a sharp left. This is a good, nice for gravel riding round here as well. I usually come down here on my gravel bike. Yeah, it's especially this time of year now, it's all dried out. Sometimes once it gets wet, there's some massive puddles, and it's one of those where you get home and you have to hose your bike down, hose your clothes down, hose your shoes and everything down, and then back onto it. So we're going to do a left here now. So as you can see, there's the motorway here. Really busy. But we're going this way. All the trees, all the leaves are starting to turn brown now as we're getting into autumn. As I say, the noise will disappear in a bit as we get further away and get in amongst all the trees and everything. These fields here to my right normally have maize in them. There's lots of wildlife around here as well. You'd be surprised. Barn owls are seen here, foxes, and all the usual smaller stuff. Don't know where the barn owls live, because I don't think there's any barns around here, nor has there been for years. Now this banking you can see in front of me, that's the site of the new doggy place they're building. So they've built all that up with all the soil and rubble they brought. Don't know what's happened. Run out of money, or maybe they'll get back on with it. Right, so the track opens up now into the fields. Tons of oak trees around here. The squirrels must be made off all these nuts. Okay, so it all opens up here now. We're actually skirting the new doggy place, whatever it's going to be. That's just to my left here. This track here can get a bit tetchy certain times of year on the bike. Potholes and really slippy rocks and roots, but all part of the fun of gravel riding, I suppose. Thing is about this walk, what I like, it's not really testing. There's if you look just ahead of me there now, you can see a couple of big dogs in the field up there. Well, there's 3 of them. Yeah, we've got to walk up there. So that's the really only testing bit. Most of it's pretty flat. And then we get there, we'll have to walk up that hill. But good fun. Love this walk. See, I said about it getting quieter now. As we get further away from the motorway, it's just like a distant sound. But this here to the left now, see, this is the old fencing from when the sewage works was there. So that must be some age. And all this lovely countryside, just half a mile from the motorway. And this is all still arable land here. You can see this one, it looks like it's had, well, what would you say that is? I know the bottom part of it's straw, but I don't know if it's wheat or what it'll be. And again, all these fields here. Strawberry farm over there, where you can see the green fields over there, just before the green top part. That's a strawberry farm. Go strawberry picking there, and pumpkin picking. Yeah, so I suppose that should be planted up now with pumpkins, because it's almost pumpkin season, I think. Not that I know when pumpkin season. Back there, you can see how close we still are to the motorway. That's the link road from Widnes, where then that traffic's queuing up by the pylon. That's the link road. We've just got to cross a small stream now. You don't need to take a ferry or swim or anything, it's just... What was it? Didn't hurt, did it? And it was a small stream. Starts rushing a bit when the wet season, listen to me, wet season. Pretty wet season all year round in this country, isn't it? Mind you, we have done well this year, haven't we? I think we've had a really good summer. Just that seems to end all of a sudden, doesn't it? 1 minute's glorious, shorts weather, and the next minute you're putting the central heating on. And you haven't said that, I've got shorts on today. I always find it easier walking in shorts. They seem to dry quicker if you do get wet. And like my mum used to say, you won't melt if you go out in the rain. And skin's waterproof, isn't it? So get out, lad. Get out while you can, eh? Okay, so this is the little hill I was telling you about that we have to go up. As you can see, it's not too bad. There is quite a rise, but it's gradual, so not too harmful. Somebody going off on the hollybobs there. I suppose we're only about, I'd say we're about 6 or 8 miles or so from Liverpool John Lennon Airport. That's just over to the right. Great airport. Flown out of there twice this year. Once to Rhodes and once to lovely Benidorm. And it's just so much easier. I think because it's smaller, there's it just all seems a lot more straightforward. Easier to get there for us again. 20 minutes in the car, we're there. Starting to blow a bit now, can you hear me? Maybe I underestimated the walk. Nearly at the top now. So all that over there, that green hedge line there, that's the old Norlands Lane I was talking about. See the junction up there, you see the motorway, all the traffic held up. And just over here, that's the strawberry field. And over that hedge line as well, there's a massive big strawberry field there. But as I say, there's lots of little places you can cut off on this walk. You don't have to stick to this track. So that giant root ball you can see just there, that was one of these massive big conifer trees which blew down earlier on this year. But it blew down and the roots took all the fence up. Used to have fence like this one here all the way around. You can see they put new fencing up now. But really windy conditions. And we can actually see another of my favourite walking places over there in the distance, in between the first and second row of power lines. That's the Dream, which is over by Sutton. Well, it's actually built on the old Sutton Manor Colliery. So check my videos. I've done some walks around there, but if you've never been, it's a really good day out. Yeah, nice walking around there. Right, so let's carry on. So we're at the top of the hill now. Wasn't too bad, was it? Not puffing anymore. That could be because I've stopped for a minute just to show you that fence and that. Okay, follow the signs. So when we get to the top of this track here, get to a place called Pexhill. Now, Pexhill, it's in between Crompton, Widnes and Rainhill. There's some really nice houses up here. A lot of money up here. But, more importantly, there's two giant, I think they're like underground reservoirs. Now, I don't know if the water's pumped to there and stored there from Lake Vyrnwy, and then that supplies some of the water to the local area. We'll see them in a minute anyway. Then we get round this left-hander, like I was saying about the houses. Really nice area, this. Now this to my left, you can see the wall and the mound. That's one of the underground reservoirs there. And there's another one to the right, which we'll see in a minute as we get to the top. Water for the northwest. So as you can see, this is the other underground reservoir. And if you look over there in the distance, that's Liverpool. This is a great spec to watch the sunset. Yeah, I think if you look over that way now, you can see the skyline in Liverpool. Yeah. Happy days. And there's the waterman, right on cue. Like I say, some nice houses here. Oh, the England flag's out. That's another story now, isn't it? Without getting political, raising the flag. Some people, I think, are raising it for the wrong reasons. But a lot of people feel they have the right to raise the flag, so I don't know. What do you think? Oh, little squirrel. Oh, up the fence. Making his getaway. Right, so if we take a left here, that'll take you down to the main road, by Cronton Sixth Form College, really popular college in this area. Come right here, and this is Pexhill. This is the visitor centre. There always seems to be lots of stuff happening here, because if you come Friday tea time, there's loads of cars here, and there's loads of people all sat round outside discussing whatever they're discussing. Okay, so we're just going to head through the gate. Cronton Pathways. What does this say, if anything? That's nice. Reach out for support. To the thieves who stole the dog lead off the table, we saw you and know who you are. We will be looking out for you. Wow. Bloody hell. Have you lost your keys? There's quite a few sets of keys here. Anyway, this little picnic area here, often find people sat here, and I've sat here with Phil having a brew and a butty, or did we have a brew and a cake? Can't remember. Okay, so this is showing you what's visible in this area. Okay, all the different birds. Yeah, so like you say, there's lots to be seen here. Oh, look at that. Now, what was that? That looked like a, can we see it on here? That looked like a J. There it is there, see on the floor? Yeah, it's a J, isn't it? J. There he is, hopping about over on the path. I know I'm a bit far away, but if I get any closer, I suppose he'll just fly off. Let's see how close we can get before he takes off. I'll keep quiet. There he goes. Yeah. That was a nice little surprise, wasn't it? Not seen one of them for years. Okay, so we'll follow the track. This area here now used to be really popular with the kids years ago. You know, like mountain biking or on the BMXs. There's loads of little hills and everything over there. So normally if I come on the gravel bike, I just fly through. I think little Robin just flew in there. Yeah, so there's, again, lots of benches if you want to sit down, have a minute. And like I said, really popular with dog walkers around here. You see over off to the left, there's lots of different tracks you can walk around. And then tracks go all the way down to the main road. So, yeah, it's not just a couple of little tracks in here. They go on quite a bit. That's another seating area down there. Yeah, another track. Never been down that one. Another bench. Spoiled for choice with the benches, aren't we? Right. Okay, now you can see there's a fence here, a metal fence, and that's there for a good reason. And that reason is the quarry. Because just down here now is Pexhill Quarry. Anyway, I'll walk around this corner here and I'll show you that. Better view from round there. That's, I wonder what this has been here. Something to do with the quarry, I suppose. Some old footings. More benches. So this area now is a red sandstone area. So And these quarries, I don't know if these quarries belong to the Bretherton family in Rainhill or Bartholomew's, one of them. So a lot of the local stone was taken out and used for housing and walls, and lots of the old farm buildings built from the local sandstone. We get round the corner here, you'll be able to have a better view of the quarry. Ooh, this is just awesome in here on the bike. Like being a kid again on your bike in here. Getting closer to the quarry now. You can see some of the sandstone walls over there. Yeah, like I was saying, a lot of the local farm buildings, a lot of sandstone walls in the area as well, which are around the farms. And let's have a look, let's get through here. Again, we can see down there, that's the main road through to Cronton. Got Chippy down there, Cronton Chippy. Oof. People used to drive 3 or 4 miles to that Chippy in the past because it was that good. Right, so we can see here now the quarry. Let's get you in there. So you can actually get down there. We'll have a little look, eh? Right, on our loop walk, we just normally stick to the paths round here. We don't go down in the quarry. But I'll just take you down and let you have a little look. Again, there's usually like lots of people walking in there with the dogs, and of an evening in the summer the kids will be down there doing what kids do. Just watch yourself coming down. So this is good. See the way it's like a natural steps being cut out of the sandstone. Okay. I think there's only me down here today. Oh no, there's somebody over there. Sat with the dog. I often think, places like this, why did they stop quarrying? Because from looking at it, you'd still think there's plenty of sandstone to be had, but I suppose it's not a material they're building nowadays, unless they're repairing old walls and things like that. Oh well, Pexhill Quarry. Okay, so if you do come around here, just be really careful because it's steep and it can be slippy in places. Okay, so I suppose this track up to the quarry is where the men and boys who worked in the quarry years ago, this is where they'd have come up. They'd have come up this track to work. Imagine that would have been a hard job, but let's see. Okay, we're going to head to the bottom of the track, and then we'll come back up on ourselves. We do right, come back up on ourselves in the field and just skirt the field. This one over here. Yes, it's certainly a nice pleasant morning for a walk. And I've actually got a coffee with me, so I may find somewhere, all them benches we've just passed. I'll see if there's anything around here. And we'll have a sit down and have a little cup of coffee, eh? Not had one yet today. Not had my breakfast, up and out. Didn't even wash my hair. What am I like? Or had a shave. Got my designer stubble on today. But it'll be coming off after. Right. You can just about hear the motorway now in the background. It'll start getting a bit noisier because we're heading back up towards it now. Right, so today we've seen lots of pigeons, magpies, one squirrel and one jay. Did we get to see anything else? So I can hear some geese. Blackbird in the field. Oh. And the pigeons there. Oh, some cows in the field over there. They don't really count as wildlife though, do they? Anyway, you know when you come down where we've just come down that track, this side now, we're walking back alongside it, but this doesn't half seem steeper than when we come down. Now there is a banking, maybe this path follows to the top of the banking, that's what it could be. Whereas that part there's all dug out. Anyway, we'll see when we get up here. So the fence is like the fence around the quarry, just trying to keep people out because of the dangers. And I've spotted a log where we should be able to have a sit down. Oh, excuse my sniffing. It's one of them mornings. See the motorway again in the distance there. We'll be crossing the motorway in a bit. Be a lot quieter now. Now this is what I like to see. This young kid walking to college. He's not getting a bus or getting a lift. Now he must have walked about a mile and a half to get where he is here. And it's going to be at least another mile and a half to the college. So good on you, lad. Unless he's sagging school. Oh well. It's this looks as good a spot as any. Yes, let's oh, it's damp. I didn't expect it to be damp. What can we do? Domino, ooh. We'll sit on that. And we'll have our brew. We've got a Blag Harvest Mown Crunchy Bar. Not bad. Pretty crunchy, yeah. Might struggle with that. Bloody hell. Hard work them, bloody hell. Oh. There's the bells. What time that is? I suppose I could look at my watch. 9:27. Seems a strange time to be ringing the bells, 9:27. Got a damp bum now, sitting on that log. Never mind. Won't be long and I'll be home. You can see for bloody miles here, can't you? Now, I don't think you're supposed to be in the middle of the field with your dogs. There's footpaths. Not why people don't stick to the footpaths, and I've just been nettled. Swine. Never mind. See if you can get a dock leaf. Always works, doesn't it? Rub it on. There we go. I'm back on it. Tons of pigeons up here. Yeah. I wouldn't have thought there'd be much for them to eat. I don't know. What do pigeons eat? Answers in the comments. It's just so peaceful here. You can hear the birds. And that's it. Mind you, we'll be heading back towards the motorway in a minute. Pick up all the traffic noise then. But the peace is nice while it lasted. I must have seen about a dozen dog walkers today. It's a great place to bring your dogs. You can let them run off the lead here. It's friendly enough, I suppose. Oh, what did I just say? Let your dog off the lead. And there's one. Going back. Yeah, he's a big dog, isn't he? Yeah. Must be okay because the fella's called him back. There we go. And again with this walk, if you wanted to put a bit more on, you could go back up that way, back round. That's where we walked up the slope up here before, and that'll take you back round to it. So you can add on if you want. We're going this way. Sky's starting to clear. I think it's forecast to be nice today. As long as it's not raining. Mind you, all that rain we had last week done the gardens good, didn't it? Plus we didn't have to water the pots for a week. It's great. Nice bit of brickwork there. Let's see, does it tell you where the bricks are from? Can you read it? Sandy here now. Ooh. Oh, bloody hell. Some poor kids lost there. That pond doesn't look very inviting, does it? That's how I remember ponds looking when we were kids. They were always like green, stagnant water like that. Ooh, I think we used to play there. Oh my God. Must have been mad. So again, you can cut off to the right here if you want, but we're going across the field. Now if you look down here, it's cobbled. So why? Why has it been cobbled here? This has obviously been like one of the main routes up to the quarry. There's that way straight ahead from Cronton. Take you straight up to Pexhill. Yeah, I've never noticed that before because the water's never been that low. Cobble section. Yeah, I know I said before it's quite flat, but when you look at it, it does roll a bit. But it's not overly taxing. That's where we've come from over there, that tree line. This one over here, we've walked up that tree line there to the fence, and then we just had me brekkie over there on that log. And the sun's starting to come, trying to break out. There's Chris and Amy's tree here. I came over here on my bike, it was a couple of years ago now, on my gravel bike. And this path was an absolute nightmare. See, like this hole here, but it was like that right across the path, all the way round. It was just dodging potholes. Some of them about 6 or 8 inches deep, full of water. Some of them you just couldn't avoid, you had to ride through them. Bloody soaked when I got home. Now again, on the junction here where the tree is, you can do a left, drop down along this hedge line, and that will bring you in by Cronton Hall. I like going up there because there's a nice cobbled path for about 100 metres, so I can pretend I'm in the Paris-Roubaix when I ride up there. You never know, one day they might run an over 70s Paris-Roubaix, mightn't they? Be able to give it a go. Anyway, there's your tree, Chris and Amy. There we go. Yeah, that's the path through to Cronton down there. See the way sign. But again, we're doing it right. Right, see, these are some of the potholes here now. But there's absolutely tons of them. Right, so this area here. That's a nice bird on there, isn't it? What's that? I need to learn what these birds are. I'll have to look it up when I get home. You watching me? You looking at me? More dog walkers. Get everybody. Yeah, I was just about to say, apparently you can see foxes around here. I've yet to see. Now, noise starts picking up. Wait to hear it when you cross over the bridge. What the hell? You don't realise how noisy it is, the motorway, when you're driving down there. It's only when you stop, that's when you notice the noise. These fields have all been cleared. There we are. I can see see the corn on the cob there. Yeah, these fields were full of maize all around here, as far as you can see over that way. And again, all around here. I think the maize is used for, well, you get the corn on the cob, but I think the rest of it, I think somebody told me they use it for cattle feed. No, I'm not sure. Maybe they do. Once again, answers in the comments. This is what I meant by the big potholes full of water. A lot of them have dried up now, but can be a bit of a nightmare in the winter. Not a lovely tree. There's one in Broseley, very similar to that, and it used to go across the main road, and they used to call it the umbrella tree, I think, because of the way it covered the road. This is a lovely big oak tree here. So I wonder if these fields, I suppose they're all planted up now, aren't they? They're all levelled off, and there was massive muck piles here the other week when we come through, so that's probably all been spread on here now. Ready for whatever's going to be growing there. As long as it's not houses, eh? Look at that blue sky coming through. Dodge the potholes. Another little bonk. I was actually going to come out on my bike today. I got up, I woke up early, and my intentions, because it's only about 3.5 weeks since me up, I thought I'll just go for a nice little easy ride on my bike. And I got up, got all ready, cycling shorts on, got everything together, and then Karen said, my wife, where are you going? I said, I was just going to go for a little ride on my bike. And she said, I don't think so. It's too soon. What happens if you fall off somewhere? Never thought of that. So I thought, right, I'm up. I'm half dressed. Wrong gear, but I'm half dressed. Let's go and do a little walk. Let's do another video and show people the lovely walks around here, Rainhill. Walks that are right on your doorstep. You don't need to get in your car and drive to places. I'm sure everybody's the same. If they look closely, there'll be lots of places round about where you could go for a walk. I had to turn the camera off then. Just being attacked by that dog. Well, I think he was just over friendly. This bloody jumped all over me, paws all over me back and everything. Big muddy paws. Oh well. Right, here we go. Up the steps over the motorway. Bit of a drag, these. Oh. One day I'm going to count these steps. Not today though, because I forgot. Okay, so now we're on the motorway. You can see this on the right here is the slip road towards Liverpool, and the other slip road over there is that's coming off at Rainhill, junction 7. So this is the M62 Liverpool to Manchester. Well, you go to Manchester, you go all the way over towards Hull, I think it is. Told you it was noisy, didn't I? Oh dear. And the amount of traffic on this road. And you notice of an evening sometimes this slip road here is backed all the way up to the traffic lights because they can't get off the roundabout over there because everywhere else is chocker. And then certain people don't stop on red. They think, oh, I can get through, and then the one behind them thinks, so I'll get through as well. And then it just, they get stuck on the roundabout, and then just bloody backs up and everybody slows down. And yeah, just stick to the lights. Right, these fields all been done now as well. Nice golf course over here, over the top there. Quite a big one. Blundell's Hill Golf Club it's called. Really lovely clubhouse. I used to know the guy who owned it. Yeah, really nice place. Popular with weddings. Because the views from the clubhouse, as you can imagine, looking out over all the fields and towards Liverpool, amazing. Right, we're on the homeward leg now. Not much further to go. That clump of trees up ahead there is, well, the pub's behind there. Thing is, the pub won't be open today. I'm a bit too early. Never mind. I'll have a coffee when I get home, eh? So all these fields here have all been ploughed up, levelled off and planted, I would have thought. We can actually see, it looks like it's going to be corn. You can see the corn there. Yeah, there's quite a bit of it there. So that must be what's going to be growing here. The last few 100 yards slog, and then I'll tell you how long it's taken roughly and how far it is. I'm guessing it's about 4 or 5 miles, which is a nice easy walk. Like I said before, mostly flat or rolling. There's no real climbs to, and it's all pretty good underfoot. Just it can be a bit tetchy in the wet. Some parts just get really muddy, and yeah, the only way to go is through the muddy puddles. You can't get round them. Right, I don't know whether you got that bit, but yeah, you see loads of corn on where they've the farmer's been planting corn, so that's what's going to be growing here, I reckon. And like I was saying, all these birds are made of. They're getting a free breakfast. I don't think they use scarecrows in the fields now, do they? I think they're going to have to get one over there. There'll be some big patches. Looks like somebody's pinched one of the picnic tables from the pub there and dumped it in the field. Few too many to drink. Thought it'd be funny to do that. Hilarious, eh? There's more birds here getting a free brekkie. Still peaceful, isn't it? Even though you can hear the motorway, it's not like deafening, is it? And I suppose we're only a few 100 yards from it here. All these trees are like blanking out a lot of the noise. There's lots of berries there for the birds to eat, isn't there? They won't go hungry around here. I have to be conscious of me breathing when I'm walking with the camera rolling. It's only when I get home and watch back I think, yeah, what's that noise? And then I realise it's me heavy breathing. Must be an age thing, eh? It's me asthma. I blame me asthma. I think I'm allowed. Right, not much further now. About 50 yards. Bloody hell. There's more tables dumped in there, look. I'm hoping it's kids. Look at that. That's one of my pet hates. Poo bags hanging in the trees. It just winds me up. It'd be better if they didn't pick it up when you're somewhere like this. Stick and flick. There's another one. Instead of picking it up in a bag, going to the trouble of picking it up, then bloody hanging in a tree. What's that about? The poo bag man's gonna come round and pick them all out the tree for you, eh? I don't think so. Anyway, no ranting. So here we go. We're at the end of the walk. And this is the Manor Farm. Nice pub. Do some not so bad food. Pond at the side, which is really lively. There's tons of stuff on there. But this is the pub. It was the old farmhouse. It's just a really nice building. Big car park at the side. Now, you can see there's electric charges there. 16. Let's go and have a look when it was built, eh? Oop, wrong way. This way. Through here. Just the way we normally go. Then into the pub for a Guinness. 1662. How cool is that, eh? The Manor Farm. Lovely. And all the charging points over there in the car park. Now it's got a big car park. And what I would have said at one point, I would have said, park your car there and go and do the walk. But the thing is now, it's one of the many pubs now where you have to put your reg in when you go in the bar. Put your reg in, otherwise you get a ticket. And it can be up to £100 fine. So, I'm not happy with them. I think most people who are going there to drink, aren't they? I know I've just said park your car, but what a lot of people used to do here, they used to come here, park the car, go and do a nice walk, and then come back and have pub lunch and stuff. But now, I don't think you can do it. But their loss, eh? Never mind. Okay, so that ends our walk. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Thank you. See you on the next one.